fellow viewers, we welcome you again to our program Learn at Home, which is brought to you by Kampala Parent School and NTV. So the first thing I'm starting with today, I want to move direct to the work. I think by so doing what I'm doing now, you know what to do at home. Now, I'm going first of all to answer your questions you have sent to me. Direct. I'm going to start with, there is our student, former student, who sent a photo only without the name. But I know the name, I'm not going to mention the name. She says, "Thank you, Mrs. Okwi. May God bless you for the good work." May God bless you too, my daughter, if you can still remember me. Then the next one is Daniela Kemigisha, Green Circle Primary School, Fort Portal. Daniela, you have formulated your work. Do the work I teach and mark as I go through. I want to thank you for doing that work. Then the next one, a student from Bogo High. I would like to know why we use 22 out of 7 rather than 3.14 in other numbers. Yes, we always use 22 out of 7 when the radius and the diameter given is a multiple of 7. Why do we use that? To simplify your work. Because if the diameter is given as 21 centimeters and I have used 22 out of 7, I am able to divide 21 by 7. So not the multiples. And this other one, 3.14, if you are given other numbers which are not multiples of 7. Like if you are given the radius as 5, you are free to use 3.14. This one is from Mbarara. I repeat, Kemigisha Mbarara Preparatory Primary School. When you want to get the circumference, when given the radius, can you also say circumference equals pi r squared? No, Kemigisha. Pi r squared, you will know it when we go to the area. But use 2 pi r if you want to get the circumference and you're given the radius. Thank you for asking these questions. So this one is an audio.
Hello, I have a question for you. Can you help me to know how do I find the area of a circle? Thank you.
How do you do that? And how do you find the volume of a circle? My dear, the area of a circle, wait when we are handling that subtopic. But the volume of a circle is got from a figure with 3 dimensions, whereby the third dimension is the height, e.g., cuboids, cubes, triangular prism, and others. The next one, Whitney.
Good morning, madam. I'm not Chimbwa Whitney, but me, I'm in secondary, though I've been following you up on that topic. So what I'm asking, when they give us that question, do they always provide for us the pi? And then the pi, I think there are two types of pi's that they normally give. Is it 3.14 and then the other one? So do they always provide the pi in the question?
Yes. Always when you're given the questions, they provide the pi. And this pi is provided because when she was talking, she was confusing the two. Because she was saying about what, she's in secondary school. We have 2 types. We have pi as 22 out of 7, and then we have pi as 3.14. And they can also give you as a mixed number to be pi equals 3 and 1 out of 7. All these are correct. But when do they provide? I've already talked about it. They give you 22 out of 7. And at times they don't provide. But if they provide, well and good. If they don't provide, look for the diameter or the radius. If it is a multiple of 7, then use 22 out of 7. If not, use 3.14. There is Musumenta Namagonga. Mrs. Okwi, what is coefficiency? Musimenta, I did not say coefficient. I said the coefficient of something. And the word coefficient is a number which is placed. Coefficient is a number which is placed before a quantity. For example, if I have 3x, the coefficient of x is 3. That is what I mean. And it multiplies. That is Musimenta. Then the next one is Mutesi from Bali, Good Vision Nursery and Primary School. Mutesi is asking, find the help me teacher. I've always got stuck when doing this number. Find the radius when given 154 centimeters as circumference. Mutesi, I want to do for you this work. She has said when given, so we say 2 pi r will give us the circumference. Mutesi, I believe you are looking at this work. So since they have given us, we say 2 times 22 out of 7 times r will give us the circumference which you have given to be 154 centimeters. When we multiply 2 times this, Mutesi, what do we get? Yes, 44 times r, which is giving you 44 out of 7. We are having 154 centimeters. Let us multiply both sides, Mutesi, by 7. So 7 times 44 out of 7 r will give us 154 centimeters times 7. Here ones, here what do we get? Ones. So we have 44 r is giving us 154 centimeters times 7. Divide both sides by 44. That is the coefficient of r. So by here ones, by 44 we get here ones. By 11, Mutesi, we get here 4. By 11 we get here 14. By 2 we have 2. 2 here we get 7. So what is our r? R equals 7 times 7. Let me multiply from here. 7 times 7, what do we get? 49 centimeters out of 2. Divide 49 by 2. So our radius is going to be equal to 24 point, or we say 24 and 1 out of 2 centimeters. If you want to write it as a decimal, it can be 24.5, Mutesi. That question is answered. I don't know why you have been getting stuck. Then we move to the next one, Pius. Pius has given a question here. Pius, I don't know which school you are coming from, she has said. Pius built a circular hut of circumference 66 meters using poles. The poles were fixed at interval of 1.5 meters. Calculate the number of poles he used. Yeah, Pius, that is the circumference. It is related to our circumference. So what do? We always get the number of poles, Pius. Number of poles equals circumference out of intervals. Or we say circumference divided by intervals. Pius, so we are having 66 meters, Pius. I think you are not happy with me. Now we have 66 meters divided by 15 out of 10 meters, which is giving us 66 meters times 10 out of 15 meters. So what do we have here? By 5. 3 by 5 here. what do we get? We get 2. By 3, 1, 3 here, what do we have? 22. So 22, we would have cancelled this with that. So what do we have? We have 22 times that, we have 44 poles as we were dividing. So pious, if you have already built, I believe you know the number of poles you have used. If you are planning to build, go and then do what? Plan for it and make sure you get circumference divided by the intervals. These are children actually who have sent their work. Desmond from Taiba International School, Bhumi Patel from Alpha Primary School, Baitas Davis from Brilliant something, I don't see the next word. Howen Chobe from Tagi Education Center, Ocheng from Kampala Parent School, Odongo Kenneth from Kampala Parent School, Atamba, Jeremiah, Entebbe, Jonathan, you have written your name as Jonathan, Kampala Parent School, Missy Menta, have already talked about Missy Menta. These ones here, you have sent your work. Thank you for doing the work. But what I'm going to do, I will go through the work and I want you to mark your work. Get your pencil as I go through the work. I'm not going to mark the work one by one, but I encourage you to continue doing the work and you mark as I go through. Thank you very much. Now I move to the board to do corrections of the work. So I want you to look at the correction properly. Correction of the previous work, number 1. I'm going to run through these numbers. Exercise 1, number 1 is saying calculate the circumference of a circle whose radius is 7 centimeters. I'm going there. Here, the number was very simple. And all of you, all these pieces of work I have gone through, all of you got this. So I'm just giving you the answer there. I got 44 centimeters. If you have got 44 centimeters, mark yourself. Then the next one they have said, the radius of a circular object is 42 centimeters. Find its circumference. Number 2, circumference equals, since they have given us the radius, we are saying circumference equals 2 pi r, which is giving us 2 times 22 out of 7 times 42 centimeters. By 7 here once, by 7 here we get 6. So we have 44 times 6 centimeters. Davis, what have you got? 6 times 4. What do you get? 24. That's good. 6 times 4. What do you get? 24 again, plus the 2. So we get 264 centimeters. I go to number 3. I told you that we are going to move quickly so that we can move to the other thing. Find the circumference of a bicycle tire whose radius is 140 centimeters. So again, we do the same thing. Circumference equals 2 pi r. What do we have? 2 times 22 out of 7 times 140. So here once, here what do we get? 20. So we have 44 times 20 centimeters. Transfer the zeros. That is a concept. So we have 4, 0 times 2. What do you have? It will give us 4 times 2. It will give us 880 centimeters. Then number 4. We go to number 4. The minute hand, somebody sent this one that he did not understand this one. The minute hand of a clock is 63 centimeters. This 63 centimeters is the length of the minute hand. And the length of the minute hand is the radius of that clock. If you have a clock, I want to draw that one because somebody was complaining. So here We have here 12. We have here 3, 6. Here we have 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. So this is the minutes hand. The long hand is what we call the minutes hand. The radius here is 63 centimeters. So if it moves round, it will give you the circumference of this round clock. So what do? We are saying circumference will give us 2 pi r, which is 2 times 22 out of 7 times r, times 63 centimeters. So what do? Here, what do we get? 9. So we have 44 times 9 centimeters. So we have 6, 9. What do we get? 9 times 6, 36, write 6. 9 times 6 times 4 mean 9 times 4, 36, write 6. 9 times 4, 36 plus the 3 you have carried, 39 centimeters. That was somebody's questions. Part B. The circumference of a circle is 88 centimeters. This is the part which disturbed people. Many of you are failing this number. The circumference of a circle is 88 meters. Calculate its radius. Calculate its what? Radius. Don't get tired. We are going through the work. And see your work and mark it. The circumference. We know that when we are getting circumference, we say 2 pi r equals circumference, which is 2 times 22 out of 7 times r will give us 88 meters. Somebody asked a question. I have not written it, I have not included it. Somebody was asking, why don't we put the unknown on the right-hand side? It is okay when you put your unknown on the right-hand side, but it is better for you to put it on the left-hand side. I'm not refusing it, but it is better to put it on the left-hand side. So what do we get here? 44r out of 7 equals 88 meters. We multiply both sides by 7. Here ones, here ones. So we have 44r equals 88 meters times 7. Divide both sides by 44, which is the coefficient of r. By 44 ones, here ones. 44 here, ones, 44. What do we get? 2. So r, which is the radius, equals 2 meters times 7, which is giving us 14 meters. Move to the next number. They said the circumference of a pancake. The circumference of a pancake is 400. Circumference of a pancake. We are saying 2 pi r equals circumference, which is 2 times 22 out of 7 times r will give us 440. So what do we get here? We have 44 r out of 7 is giving us 440. Multiply both sides by 7. Here ones, here ones. So we have 44r is giving us 440 times 7. Divide both sides by the coefficient of r, which is 44. Cancelled here ones, here ones, here ones, here 10. So our radius is 10. Have not been putting centimeters, centimeters, So our radius is 10 centimeters times 7, which is giving us 70 centimeters. But what I want you to do, I want you to underline your work so that I am able to identify where the answers are. As this one, I have underlined this, I have underlined this, I have underlined this, even this complicated number, I have underlined it, even up to that one. So you have to do that. Can we move? I was still going through, I'm still going to do corrections. I want to do all the numbers. They said calculate the radius. The radius when the circumference is this one. So we say 2 pi r equals circumference, which is 2 times 22 out of 7 times r will give us 176. So we have 44r out of 7 will give us 176. So what do we have? We multiply 7 by both sides. 44r out of 7 will give us 176 centimeters times 7. Cancel this. We have 44r equals 176 centimeters times 7. Divide both sides by 44, which is the coefficient of r. I repeat that because somebody was confused. So I start with 11. By 11, we get 4. By 11 here, we get 16. By 4, once 4 here, 4. So our radius is going to be 4 times 7, 28 centimeters. The next one, I'm going to give you, let me wrap now this number. I believe that you have now done this number. We are saying still circumference equals, let us start with the question. 2 pi r equals circumference. So we have 2 times 3.14 times r will give us 157 centimeters. So we have 2 times 314 out of 100. R will give us 157. So 2 times this, you get 628 R out of 100, which is equal to 157. Multiply both sides by the denominator, which is 100. So cancel this with that. We have 628 equals 157 times 100. 157 is the centimeters. Don't forget the units. So this is R. Divide both sides by 6 to 8. Here also 6 to 8. By these ones, here ones. When we come here, which number can divide this? Yes. By this, we get here 4. By 157. By 157, we get here 1. So we say R will give us 100 centimeters out of 4, which is equal to 25 centimeters. Reduce. The last one was given as 31.4. The circumference was given as 31.4. The radius in the last one, I'm giving you part C, the radius equals 5 centimeters. Mark that. I want to thank you. Now from that, children, I believe that some people are tired. Can we all stand up? Can you answer the following questions before we start the work, the new work? Give the meanings of the following words. Number 1, revolution. Dawoodi. Very good. The one is saying that revolution is a complete turn. That is good. Yes, Dora. Dora is saying revolution is a simple, complete, a single, complete turn. Now, look at the two. A complete turn, a single, complete turn. These are two answers, but both of them are correct. Clap them. Thank you so much. Then the next number, rotation. The next number is rotation. What is rotation? Rotation is a complete turn back to the original point. I like that. Every word is carrying, there is that word which is very common. Turn, turn, turn. Yes, I like that. So that is exactly what they have. Then the next one, name the items which makes complete revolution. Yes, I have already seen 2 hands. 3, 4. Yes. Yeah, that is good. Dan is saying a car tire. 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 Denise, what do you say? Denise, what do you say, Denise? What do you say, Denise? Yes. A bicycle wheel. Clap her. I believe all this you are mentioning, you have ever used them. Another one. Thread wound round a rod. Clap that one. Another one. Minute hand. All these things you are mentioning. I believe that there are some people who are seeing my things here. Because somebody has said a bicycle wheel, it is here. And another one has said a car tire, it is here. All these things are the ones making revolution complete. Threads wound round a rod. That's good. I like that. Many of you are telling me the right thing. Many of you are telling me the right thing. I'm very sorry. Don't mind. I'm very sorry. So these are the words I gave you and the meaning. And then the next thing, so we are saying that the items that make complete revolutions. So we are talking of turns. These turns are done round a circular objects. And the distance round a circular objects is the circumference. Is the what? Circumference. So, what are we going to do? We are today going to apply that knowledge of circumference in our daily life. That's why you see Mrs. Okwe with a tire. If I'm to put something here, I want something which can be seen when this tire is rolled. Then we put this big piece of paper here. This tire. The distance round this tire is the circumference. And whenever you are driving, Daddy is bringing you to school, the tire of your vehicle makes many revolutions. And if Daddy knows the circumference of the tire, if Daddy knows, or Mommy knows the circumference of the tires, she is able to use it to get the number of times this tire has been turning to reach Kampala Parent School using the tire. Because if I move with this tire, see where it is. This table might be a bit small. If I move with this tire, I demonstrate it down. Let me put it down here. I'm putting it down here. If I roll this tire, it is starting from here. This is where you see the indicator that we are starting from somewhere here. So if I roll this from this point where I'm putting a pen, and then I roll this tire, up to when this white paper will come up. It means this tire has made one complete revolution, one complete turn. And the distance from where the pen is, or from where the marker is, up to where, is what we call circumference. So, what am I aiming at? The second thing you have talked of a wheel. We have always used this to play in our field. At times when we bring an item that the next event, we are going to use the wheel of a what? Of a bicycle. And you see people putting something here. And they roll. How many people have ever used that? I believe that some people are even excited. They want to come and pick what Mrs. Okui has here. The number of times it is turning is what we call the number of revolutions. So that's why I'm saying today we are saying application. Let me wrap this part. Our next subtopic is application of circumference. I'm putting it here. Application of circumference. This one is taking me direct now to calculation, because I've already told you that when this tire moves from that marker to where it ended, it has made a complete turn. And that complete turn equals to a circumference. And that complete turn is the distance covered within one complete turn. And the distance covered in one revolution. So now, I'm giving you a question. I have a question here. I'm writing here. Before I go to the question, let me write here. Example 1. And I place this here. I know that as I'm placing this one here, some people are already reading. Hey, some people are already reading. I want you to read properly. There are people who are already reading there. So we are coming now to our example here. We are applying the knowledge of circumference to work out these numbers today. That's why we have said application of circumference. How much do you know How much do you know about circumference? So here an example 1 is telling us how many revolutions can a wheel of 70 centimeters diameter make if it covers a distance of 88 kilometers from town P to town Q. From town P to town Q. This might be the distance. This is our distance. Town P is here and town Q is here. And then this is the wheel. Moving from here up to here. Now, what is the first thing we are supposed to get? Since they have given us the diameter, let us get the circumference of the wheel. So we say circumference equals, what have they given? The diameter. We are saying circumference equal to pi d, which is giving us 22 out of 7 times the diameter, which is 70 centimeters. By 7, once by 7 here, what do we get? 10. What do we get? We get 220 centimeters. That is the circumference of that wheel, because they said it has a diameter of 70 centimeters. Now, there is a problem. I don't know whether somebody has seen a problem there. Yes, Duncan? Good boy. I like that. There are two different units. Duncan has said there are two different units. We have the centimeters here, and then we have the kilometers. So how many centimeters are there in 1 kilometer? So that we change the kilometers to centimeters. So I want you to follow this. We have the kilometers, which is the first one here. We have the hectometer. We have the decameter. Then we have the meter. What is the next thing after the meter? We have the decimeter. Then we have centimeter. Then the last one, millimeters. So we have here 1 kilometer. If I put here 0, it means that there are 10 hectometers in 1 diameter. 1 kilometer. Yeah. 1 kilometer. I have heard somebody correcting me. That's good. Diana, I like that. Now, I add here this. How many decameters are there in 1 kilometer? 100. Then I put here, how many meters are there in 1 kilometer? 1,000. I put here, how many decimeters are there in 1? And then I put here, I'm stopping where centimeter is. So how many kilometers? How many centimeters are there in 1 kilometer? Who can read for me this word? Good, Sarah. So we have here 1 kilometer equals 100,000 centimeters. Now, what of 88 kilometers? So we say 88 kilometers will give us 88 times 100,000 centimeters. What do we get here? 8. I'm transferring the zeros. How many zeros are there? There are 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 88 times 100,000. What do we get? Who can read for me this figure? Hademun. Yes. 8,800,000 centimeters. So, what was our aim of changing this? We wanted them to have the same units. Now we have centimeter. Here also we have centimeter. Centimeter, centimeter. So we have 70 centimeters, and then here we have 8,800,000 centimeters. Now we are able now. As I was explaining, here they have asked us that how many revolutions? We want to know the number of revolutions. When I was turning the tire, I told you that if I roll it once, it covers, the distance covered is equal to circumference. So, what do I say? I can say 1 revolution equals what? Circumference. One revolution equals circumference. So if I want to know, for example, if this thing was to make many turns and I know the distance it was going, I will be able to get first of all the circumference. After getting the circumference, I get the distance. Then I divide the distance by the circumference to get the number of what? Revolutions. So now, we are saying number of revolution equals distance divided by circumference. Number of revolutions equals distance divided by circumference. What do we do here? We say now what is our distance? Our distance is now in centimeters. which is 8,800,000 centimeters. Divide by the circumference, which is 220 centimeters. 220 centimeters. Let us cancel this with that. This 0 will go with this 0. So we have, how many times will, let me say by 2. What do we get? 11 by 2 here. What do we get? 4, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. By 11 ones. 11 here, 4. So what do we have? We have 40,000 revolutions. Clap, Mrs. Okwi. I know there are people who are stuck, they are now hurried. So I had already given you the first example. And in the first example, there are 3 things I want. 1, the circumference. Underline that circumference, 1 line. 2, look at the units given. If they are different units, make them to be 1 unit. Like what I have done here. So you are changing these kilometers to centimeters. Then, after that, you are now able to get what we have asked for. Those are 3 things. And when you are marking next week, if I come, or any day I come back and we are going through the work and you are marking, I'm going to mark 3 things. 1, circumference. 2, the distance. Then the last one, I get revolution, number of revolutions. The second example. Makana, read for me the second example. Good. She's saying the length of a wire is 176 meters. Find the number of turns it has been wound round the tin below. Yeah. What are we going to start with? The length of a wire is 170 meters. Find the number of turns it has been wound round the tin below. Dear candidates, what are we starting with? Yes. Good. I like that. I like that. But know that when we have the same, do you know that the diameter is 14 meters? The distance or the length of the wire is 176 meters. Here, we can use this same unit without changing. If you want to change it, you can change it. Then after changing, after getting your answers, you go back somewhere. Are you getting that? So let us go direct there. So the first thing, what are we starting with? Good, Ashley. We are starting with the circumference. So we say circumference equals, which formula are we using? Ashley again. Pi d. Pi d. Because they have given us the diameter of this tin. So what are we going to have there? We have 22 out of 7. Why are we using 22 out of 7? Those were the questions coming. The diameter is the one which is 14 meters. And 14 is a multiple of 7. So I multiply this times 14 meters. By 7 once, by 7 here, what do I get? 2. So 2 times that I get 44 meters. 44 meters. And that is the circumference. I go direct. Where am I going next? Yes, good. We are now going to get the number of revolution. So we are saying number of revolutions will give us, we divide diameter by the circumference. What is our diameter? Not diameter. We divide the distance, the length of the wire. The distance, which is the length of the wire. I can even write here L. Divide by what? The circumference. So what is the length of the wire, which is the distance we are talking about? It is 176 meters out of, good, out of 44 meters. Somebody is complaining. I've heard somebody complaining. But Mrs. Okwe, why don't we put L? Yeah, it is okay. Let me put L here. This is the distance. That is how we get the word. We can put L there. Because for the wire, we use the length. So the distance is the length of the wire. So we have here the length divided by circumference, which is this. By 4, what do we get? 11. By 4 here, what do we get? 44. 11 here once, 11, 4. So what do we get? We get 4 revolutions. So what do I want you to do? I want you to underline the circumference. Here you're underlining circumference. One line. And then when you come to the number of revolutions, I want to see 2 lines. My candidates, have given you 2 examples. How do you get the number of revolutions? Yes, done? Good. Number of revolutions equals distance divided by. So I'm giving you work. I'm giving you work. Your work is here. I'm giving you work. Here is your work. I'm giving you very few numbers. I'm giving you few numbers. I'm giving you only 2 numbers. I believe some of you are now busy writing. Members, we always have a telephone number on the screen. We don't want you to be calling. Because as you call us, because some of you, when you call even, you start another conversation. So what we have to do, just send for us WhatsApp messages, or you just send the messages using the number on the screen. Don't call, but send for us messages so that we are able to get your work. You are able to get your work. Here, when we were changing these kilometers, hectometers, decameters, meters, to differentiate this with this, let me give you here d, small d, so that you know that this is decameter and this one is decimeter. There's nothing like 2020. There's nothing like 2020 in maths. We call it 2020, the way you read it. So there's nothing like 19 this, 2019, 2000 this. No, in maths we read the real figure. So the figure is 2020. That is the year. The candidate of this year, I wish you the best, and I always encourage you to do your work and mark yourself as I go through. Always be with your pencil. Make sure you do the work. Thank you.
To participate, send a short WhatsApp video of yourself asking the teacher a question about the topic to 0705 031 609.